There are 3 sheets for general clear aligner treatment. Soft equals 0.500 millimeters. Medium equals 0.625 millimeters. Hard equals 0.750 millimeters. Thicker sheets are not used for clear aligners because they cause temporomandibular joint failure. The clear aligner and the thickness of the device can be summarized with this formula. D is distance of tooth movement. R, resistance of the tooth, alveolar bone, equals force applied to this device. H is strength of device, equals thickness, inch of device. The tooth movement distance is inversely proportional to the force applied to the device and the thickness of the device. The larger the travel distance, the thinner the device is required. The high resistance of the teeth also means the need for thinner devices. Usually, the steps are divided based on the amount of movement of the most moved tooth. The movement amount of tooth number 12 is the highest at 1.6 millimeters. Divide the steps of layer 1 based on 1.6 millimeters. The tooth that gives the greatest potential energy to the clear aligner, that is, the tooth that moves the most, greatly influences the degree of the abutment. Therefore, the tooth that moves the most is the criterion for determining the number of steps. Considering the distance and direction of movement of the tooth, it divides the steps to meet the device mounting jointness and setup efficiency. In the case of tooth intrusion or extrusion, the vertical movement value when viewed from the occlusal surface is large, so the movement distance should be set higher. If additional tools, such as elastic, etc., are used, the moving distance should be small. Movement distance means not only translational and bodily movement, but also rotational oblique movement. When viewed from the occlusal, the movement distance of tooth number 41 is greater than that of tooth number 31. Tooth number 41 is rotational, torque movement, and tooth number 31 is translational, bodily movement. It is reasonable to reduce the movement distance of tooth number 41 with a different movement method. It is recommended to determine the steps based on the bodily movement of number 31 rather than number 41 distal edge. Depending on the material and thickness of the sheet, the moving distance for each step varies. Based on the maximum moving distance of 0.6 to 1.0 millimeters, a total of 2 weeks, 1 week of soft plus 1 week of medium. For 0.35 to 0.6 millimeters, a total of 2 weeks, 1 week of medium plus 1 week of hard. For 0.2 to 0.35 millimeters, recommend a total of 1 to 2 weeks with hard only.